Hi there, this is Solitaire Ronin from Solitaire Ronin Films, and welcome to part 12 of my Satyajit Ray season. Today's Satyajit Ray film is from 1966, and it's Nayak, or The Hero. It's 121 minutes long, and it is the final film in this wonderful Blu-ray set, the Satyajit Ray collection, which I highly recommend picking up if you can. It's made in 1966, and it's almost like Satyajit Ray's 8.5 mixed with a little bit of Wild Strawberries. It's not as great as Wild Strawberries, but I prefer it to 8.5. It tells the story. Again, a simple story, beautifully told, as the recurring theme of these Satyajit Ray films. Tells the story of a famous film star who is going to Delhi to pick up an award, but he's not going by limousine. He is going by, of course, a train. This is Satyajit Ray, and if you've joined me on this journey so far from Pathar Panchali, you'll know that the train is one of Satyajit Ray's symbols of the modern world. Again, Satyajit Ray wrote, directed and did the music for this film. The music, it's a very modern film. There's not as much traditional Indian music, it's more kind of light jazz. It's a wonderful film. Because the lead character, played by, I'll probably mispronounce his name, I apologise, Uttam Kumar. This is the first film he did for Satyajit Ray. It also stars Shamila Tagore, who's been in quite a few of his films. But he plays the movie star, and it's more of a Bollywood musical movie star rather than the kind of films that Satyajit Ray makes. And the film is essentially about the portrait of an artist, what makes him tick. Obviously he's adored by people, but he constantly has the fear of, if he has 3 flops in a row, he'll probably be out the door. And it's really about that battle for commercialism over quote-unquote art. There is a couple of really excellent dream sequences. There's flashbacks to events in his life. He meets a young journalist who's writing for The Modern Woman, played by Shamila Tagore, and she doesn't really worship him as other people do. There's various people on the train. There's a couple of subplots with a family who have a sick girl, and also a man who is essentially wanting his wife to be nice to a potential business partner in the advertising game. And the actor kind of crosses these people's paths and things happen. It's a slow start to the film, but strangely enough, as soon as we get on the train and as soon as the train moves forward, the film begins to move forward, and you don't actually notice the fact that most of the film is on a static kind of set. obviously we have the flashbacks and the dream sequences to take us out of that location. But again, it's Satyajit Ray. It's just beautiful, beautifully shot. Thanks to this Blu-ray set, it looks beautiful. One of his flashbacks go to his early days when he was in the theatre, and he had a really kind of dedicated theatre teacher who didn't want anything to do with films and movies, and then he dies, and that kind of pushes him towards making films. There's flashbacks to his first film with this veteran actor and their relationship, and then when that comes full circle, it's a really good performance, because at times the lead actor, he's a bit arrogant and he's a bit of an arse, but then there's other times when you see the flashbacks, again, he's very human and he's very likeable, because obviously, even though he is worshipped, not quite as a deity, but he's like, wherever he goes, he's like worshipped. There's no such thing as heroes, there's no such thing as perfect people, which isn't necessarily a revelation or whatever. There's flashbacks to his old school friend and college friend who went the political route and defending workers, and there's a nice scene where he finds him after his friend was in prison for a while, and he volunteers to give him a lift somewhere, and it turns out that the friend has organised a rally and he wants this actor, this great orator, to speak to the workers who are out on strike. And of course this completely angers him, and he doesn't want anything to do with it, because again, it'll be bad for box office. And he pretty much drives away and leaves his friend, and pretty much never seen his friend since. So it's all this stuff. Again, it's not particularly things that we've never seen in a film before. And again, it's got a little 8.5 in it. It's got a little wild strawberries in it. But it's Satyajit Ray's own flavour. And again, his films in comparison to Bollywood, and as quoted in the film, films where characters just burst into song. Satyajit Ray's films were never huge box office. They did well in the Bengali speaking regions of Calcutta, but again, they kind of did more business internationally. So it's really about that, which art makes box office, and are you selling your soul to be commercial? And it's Satyajit Ray really kind of his most personal film, or one of his most personal films, where he is actually questioning his own art, and would actually be better just to make more money and make really commercial films. It's 121 minutes long. Like I said, it does have a bit of a slow start, but once it gets going, it really doesn't feel like a 2-hour film, which is always a good sign. The performances, as ever, are fantastic. Again, the dream sequences are just wonderful. I'm not going to spoil them because you need to go out and buy it. It's just a tremendous film. I mean, this is the 12th film, like I said, in this series, and I think for me there's only one that's like 3 out of 5 stars. The rest are 4-star and 5-star films. This one's a solid 4. It's just a beautiful film, and again, sounding like a broken record, but it's a simple story, but it's just beautifully done. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say on The Hero from 1966, apart from go out and watch it, and preferably buy the box set. Tell your friends about Satyajit Ray, because I do think he is one of the most underrated directors in history, and he's just a very special director for me, but then again I'm biased. So thanks very much for watching. Please let me know in the comments below whether you have seen Nayak or The Hero, and hopefully we will see you again for part 13 of the Satyajit Ray season. This is Solitude Ronin saying thanks very much for watching, and have a pleasant evening.